Alright, it is Saturday, March 30th, 2019. Alright, March is almost over. Let's take a look at some weather. The big temperature drop in the plains southeast may break a few records this weekend. Temperatures will drop 10 to 20 degrees this weekend in the south and east. A plunge in the jet stream will bring an early spring freeze for some. Pollen could be slowed down, but not for long. The culprit is a low-pressure system and a drop in the jet stream that will sweep eastward from the plains into the Midwest and Northeast into the early parts of the upcoming week. The cooler air is already being felt in the northern tier of the country, but temperatures will tumble from the southern plains onto the Ohio River Valley. A sharp cold front will rush through these areas during the day, dropping temperatures. High temperatures will be up to 20 degrees below average, which means highs ranging from the 30s to the 50s from the Dakotas and upper Midwest to northern Texas. On the flip side, early spring warmth is ahead for the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, and parts of the South on Saturday ahead of the cold front. Highs in the 60s will reach as far north as Boston, and 70s will reach as far north as Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. Most of the Texas Gulf Coast on the south will be in the 70s during the afternoon, while areas of the South Texas and parts of the northern Gulf Coast and Florida could see highs in the 80s. Warmth won't last in these areas. The cold front will sweep the western Gulf Coast late Saturday into Sunday. On Sunday, an early spring freeze is expected Sunday morning from the Texas Panhandle to the Ozarks, parts of the Ohio Valley, and into the southern Great Lakes. Freeze watches and warnings have been posted by the National Weather Service for areas from parts of Arkansas into portions of Ohio and Tennessee valleys. And here you see freeze alerts, the freeze warnings, from Little Rock all the way to Charleston. Alright, a few record lows are possible from North Texas to Kansas, where lows will drop into the mid-20s. Much of the immediate East Coast, including many of the big metropolitan centers, are far north as Boston, will remain in the early 50s Sunday morning. A few spots in South Texas could see temperatures drop by 20 to 30 degrees from Saturday to Sunday. Highs even in the deep southern Texas may not reach the 60-degree mark, which if it happens could set daily cool temperature records and can result in highs being close to what average lows are for this time of year. Highs are expected to be in the 50s to low 60s everywhere east of the Rockies on Sunday, with the exception of the chilly Great Lakes where highs will be in the 30s and 40s near the southeast coast of Florida, which will remain ahead of the cold front until Monday. The cooler temperatures will reach everyone but central and southern Florida by Monday morning. Freezing temperatures are expected as far south as central Arkansas, southern Tennessee, and northern and western North Carolina Monday morning, while 30s and 40s are expected across most of the south and immediate east coast. Temperatures from southern Texas to the northern Gulf Coast will climb into the low to mid-60s, but this might be cool enough to set a few daily cool high temperature records. The cooler temperatures won't last too long. Warmth will rebound in the plains midweek. The warming air will be a little more gradual to return to the south and the east. Effects of the cold air on plants. One small side effect of the cold air coming southward is the amount of pollen may temporarily be stunned in parts of the Mid-South, Southern Plains, and Ohio Valley. Trees are in bloom across nearly all the Deep South and much of Texas, according to the National Phrenology Network. The coldest air won't reach that far south, but it might impact some areas that are beginning to see tree buds. This cooler air, in combination with the rainfall that will come from the cold front as it passes through the cold, could slow the amount of pollen being released for a day or two. But this is spring, so pollen will rebound quickly as temperatures rise in the middle of next week. The duration of the freezing air on Sunday or Monday morning won't be long enough to kill plants in most spots across the Mid-South, but any cold, susceptible trees and warm season crops that have already been planted could be damaged due to the cold air and frost in a few spots north of the blue line of the map above. Locations south of the blue line will generally be safe from any freezing damage. And you see here the the blue line on the map. And anywhere below this, the plants could have problems with freezing. Alright. Alright, next we have the Storm Prediction Center for today. This is the area that could see storms today in the area. Alright, let's take a look here. Also, this is the forecast for a couple of days in. You see here rain for the East Coast, parts of Florida, and also parts of California, Oregon, and Washington. Alright, let's take a look at the full screen radar. This is what's happening right now. There's rain going all the way from St. Louis, Illinois, Chicago, the Detroit area, Toronto, Ottawa. So it's spreading all the way from Arkansas all the way across to New York. Alright. Next, this is the 120-hour snow forecast or snow totals. This is where snow total will be accumulating in the next 120 hours. Alright. This is the freeze line. The freeze line has gotten bigger and it has dropped further south here towards the California area, parts of Arizona, alright, and parts of northern Texas. It has dropped further. Alright, let's take a look at the National Weather Service. There is freeze watch for eastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, western Tennessee, eastern Arkansas, northern Mississippi for Arkansas, southeastern Illinois and Indiana, southeastern Missouri, and western Kentucky. There is also freeze warning for Arkansas. There is winter weather advisory for western Colorado and eastern Utah, and northern and central New Mexico. There is also flood watch for western North Dakota, and hydrologic outlook for northeastern North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. There's also flood warning for northeastern Montana and central Montana, the Great Falls region. Alright, that's it for this video. Hit like and subscribe for more weather watches and more weather updates. See you guys next time. God bless.